How to build an unshakable mindset. 6 habits of mentally strong people. Life will challenge you. You'll experience setbacks, disappointments, and moments where everything feels like it's working against you. That's inevitable. But the real question is, how do you respond? Do you let difficulties break you, or do you use them to grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient? Mentally strong people don't crumble under pressure. They don't let fear, doubt, or negativity control them. Instead, they cultivate a mindset that allows them to face any challenge with clarity, confidence, and inner peace. This isn't about pretending life is easy. It's about mastering yourself so that no matter what happens, you remain unshaken. The ancient Stoics understood this better than anyone. Marcus Aurelius, one of history's greatest philosophers and the most powerful man of his time, wrote daily reminders to himself that life is unpredictable, hardships are inevitable, but his response was always within his control. True strength doesn't come from avoiding difficulties, it comes from training your mind to rise above them. Before we begin, hit the like button below. This isn't just a simple click, it's a commitment to stop tolerating what destroys you. Comment on what resonates with you most. What lesson do you wish you had learned sooner? Share this video with those still trapped in toxic cycles, and most importantly, subscribe now, because what you're about to hear will change how you see others, and more importantly, how you see yourself. Today, we're going to talk about 6 habits that set mentally strong people apart from the rest. These aren't just theories, they're battle-tested principles that you can apply right now to develop an unshakable mindset. Stick with me until the end, because every single point is crucial. Let's dive in. 1. Embrace change and the unknown. Nothing in life stays the same. Seasons change, people come and go, and the world keeps moving, whether we're ready or not. Yet so many of us resist change, hoping to hold on to what's familiar. But ask yourself, has resisting change ever made life easier? Or has it only made transitions more painful? We fear change because it pushes us out of our comfort zones. It disrupts routines, shakes our sense of control, and forces us to question where we're headed. But here's the truth. Change isn't the enemy. Resisting it is. The more we fight against reality, the more suffering we create for ourselves. The Stoics didn't waste energy wishing things were different. Instead, they adapted. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In other words, the obstacles we fear are often the very things that push us forward, if we're willing to work with them instead of against them. Think about a time when unexpected change forced you to grow. Maybe you lost a job, ended a relationship, or moved to a new place. At first, it was overwhelming, even painful. But looking back, didn't it shape you into who you are today? Most people only see the value of change after they've survived it, but mentally strong people shift their mindset while they're going through it. Instead of resisting, they ask, "What is this teaching me? How can I use this to my advantage?" The Stoics had a saying, "Amor fati," love your fate, not just accept it, not just tolerate it, love it. Love the challenges, love the unexpected detours, love the things that push you to grow, even when they're uncomfortable. Because every change, no matter how difficult, is shaping you into someone stronger. Control your emotions, don't let them control you. We've all had moments where our emotions got the best of us, where anger led to an argument we later regretted, or fear held us back from taking an opportunity. Emotions are powerful. When left unchecked, they can dictate our actions, decisions, and even our future. But mentally strong people don't let their emotions control them. They control their emotions. This doesn't mean suppressing what you feel. Stoicism isn't about being emotionless. It's about mastering your reactions. The Stoics understood that emotions themselves aren't the problem. It's how we respond to them that determines whether they serve us or destroy us. Marcus Aurelius put it best. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Think about the last time someone irritated you. maybe a rude comment, unfair criticism, or even someone cutting you off in traffic. What was your first instinct? Most people react immediately, letting their emotions take over. But what if, instead, you paused and asked, is this worth my energy? Will this matter tomorrow? That small pause, that moment of awareness, is the difference between being ruled by emotions and mastering them. Seneca, another great Stoic, advised that when anger rises, don't act on it right away, let it settle. Because in the heat of the moment, we often make choices we later regret. Emotions are like the weather, unpredictable and constantly changing. But just as a skilled sailor doesn't try to control the wind, we shouldn't try to suppress our emotions. Instead, we must learn to navigate them. Mentally strong people don't deny their feelings, they understand them. When fear shows up, they ask, what is this fear trying to teach me? When frustration arises, they ask, what lesson is hidden here? Emotions can be powerful teachers if we learn to listen without letting them take over. Once you realize that you decide how to respond, nothing can shake you. Insults lose their sting, failures become lessons, and unexpected events no longer throw you off course, because true strength lies not in what happens to you, but in how you respond. 3. Set boundaries to protect your time and energy. Your time and energy are your most valuable resources, yet they're also the easiest to waste. Every day, people demand your attention. Work obligations, social commitments, family responsibilities, and endless distractions. Before you know it, you're exhausted, stretched thin, and left with nothing for yourself. Mentally strong people don't let the world dictate where their energy goes. They set boundaries and protect their time, knowing that their peace of mind depends on it. The Stoics valued inner peace above all else. Seneca warned, people are frugal in guarding their personal property, but as soon as it comes to squandering time, they are most wasteful of the one thing in which it is right to be stingy. Think about that. If someone tried to steal money from you, you'd resist. But when people steal your time, your most irreplaceable asset, you give it away freely. Why? Maybe it's guilt. Maybe it's fear of disappointing others. Maybe it's the habit of putting everyone else first. But here's the truth. Saying yes to everything and everyone means saying no to yourself. Mentally strong people don't do that. They understand that without clear boundaries, they'll never have the time or energy to focus on what truly matters, whether that's their goals, health, or personal growth. How do you start setting boundaries? Recognize that it's not selfish, it's necessary. Saying no to things that drain you doesn't mean you don't care. It means you value yourself. Stop over-explaining. You don't need a long justification to protect your time. A simple, I can't commit to that right now is enough. Understand that the right people will respect your boundaries. The ones who don't, they were never meant to have full access to you in the first place. When you stop saying yes to every demand and start saying yes to yourself, something incredible happens. You feel lighter, more focused, and more in control of your life. And that is the foundation of true me. That's exactly what we're going to talk about today. The 6 habits that set mentally strong people apart from everyone else. These aren't abstract theories. They are practical, battle-tested principles you can start applying right now to build an unshakable mindset. So, let's dive in. 1. Embrace change, instead of resisting it. Nothing in life stays the same. Seasons change, people come and go, and the world keeps moving forward, whether we're ready or not. Yet, so many people resist change, believing that clinging to what's familiar will somehow prevent the inevitable. But has resisting change ever made life easier? Or has it only made transitions more painful? Change can feel uncomfortable because it disrupts our routines and challenges our sense of control. But the truth is, change itself is not the enemy, resisting it is. The more you fight against reality, the more suffering you create for yourself. The Stoics understood this well. Instead of wasting energy wishing things were different, they trained themselves to adapt. Marcus Aurelius wrote de Tumwell, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. In other words, the obstacles we fear are often the very things that push us forward, if we let them. Think back to a time when something unexpected forced you to grow. Maybe it was losing a job, ending a relationship, or moving to a new place. At first, it may have felt overwhelming, even painful, but looking back, didn't it also shape you into who you are today? Mentally strong people lean into discomfort. They don't waste energy wishing things were the way they used to be. They adapt, adjust their sails, and move forward. So, the next time change comes knocking, instead of reacting with fear, ask yourself, how can I use this? Because once you stop resisting change, you start mastering it. Control your emotions, instead of letting them control you. We've all had moments when our emotions got the best of us. Anger leading to an argument we later regretted, fear holding us back from taking a risk that could have changed everything. Emotions are powerful, but when left unchecked, they can dictate our decisions, limit our potential, and shape the course of our lives. Mentally strong people don't suppress their emotions, they master them. Stoicism isn't about ignoring what you feel, it's about choosing how you respond. Marcus Aurelius put it best: you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. The key is awareness. The next time you feel anger, frustration, or fear rising, pause. Instead of reacting impulsively, ask yourself, is this worth my energy? Will this matter tomorrow? This moment of reflection is the difference between being ruled by your emotions and being in control of them. The strongest people understand that emotions are like the weather, unpredictable, constantly changing, and often beyond our control. But just like a skilled sailor adjusts their sails, mentally strong people navigate their emotions rather than letting them steer the ship. 3. Protect your time and energy with boundaries. Your time and energy are your most valuable resources, yet they're often the easiest to give away. Work, obligations, and social media constantly pull you in different directions. Before you know it, you're exhausted, stretched thin, and left with nothing for yourself. Mentally strong people don't let the world dictate where their energy goes. They set boundaries and protect their space, because they understand that without boundaries, they'll never have the time or energy for what truly matters. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, warned against wasting time. People guard their personal property, but as soon as it comes to squandering time, they are most wasteful of the one thing in which it is right to be stingy. Setting boundaries isn't selfish, it's necessary. Saying no to what drains you isn't about shutting people out. It's about making sure you have enough energy for what truly matters. The right people will respect your boundaries. The ones who don't, they were never meant to have full access to you in the first place. 4. Take responsibility instead of making excuses. It's easy to blame circumstances, point fingers, or tell yourself that life is unfair. But mentally strong people don't waste time on excuses. They take full responsibility for their choices, their actions, and ultimately their lives. The Stoics believed that while we can't control everything that happens to us, we can always control how we respond. Epictetus put it simply: we cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them. Taking responsibility isn't about being overly critical of yourself, it's about learning and improving. Seneca advised reflecting on your actions each day. What did I do well? What could I have done better? What will I improve tomorrow? Life will throw obstacles your way. You'll face challenges,